So I'm only going to speak for the next hour or so. Where did Senator Douglas go? Did he leave us? Oh, there he is. Senator Donald Douglas, who is also a practicing physician, joined us also. Good to see you, sir. Several points I want to make, but I won't make them long, but I would be remiss if I didn't make them. First of all, I want to thank Leslie and her crew, Michaela, and all of you for the work you've done. Thank you so much. I also want to thank my CPE staff. I see Rick, see Lily. Everybody just stand up once again so people can know who you are and the work you've done. Thank you. And I surely would be remiss if I didn't thank Jesse, who's our communications chief that's done all this work. Thank you, Jesse. We got Mary Jackson, who's from our external affairs, the work she did. Ryan Kaffenberger from our finance unit. Heather, who's really been running around here. Don't know what happened to her, but she's here somewhere. Wayne Fielder, who's the technology guy. There you are, Wayne. All of the folks that I have failed to mention, I'm sure, needs to be mentioned. I just want to thank you. It takes a while to put this stuff together, and by the way, I do all the hard work, just to let you know. Why'd you laugh, Don? No, probably not. They do, but I appreciate it. We started the conversation this morning, and we talked a lot about what it means to create these 5 Ps, the partnerships, the pathways, the pipelines, right? All of those. What it means to recognize the potholes and do something about it. Now, this afternoon, we were introduced to a new P, and from our legislature, policy, right? So a part of the partnerships have to deal with good policy. And what are the policies that matter coming from all the way from early childhood into the workforce? And how do we use that squeeze effect to get us where we need to go? Those are important conversations. And it's hard sometimes thinking about it because we tend to think about all of these from our own little vantage point. We very seldom think about it from a holistic perspective. The idea for you to be successful in a math or science unit in college, you better learn how to read and count early, right? I keep on going forever with this conversation. But it matters that it takes a lot of people to be engaged to do exactly that. We got to celebrate a little bit at lunch today, recognizing some of our leaders who have made bold steps. We're going to be asking more leaders to make bold steps, and you all are part of that group. We're going to be asking, what does it mean to not just build on what we've accomplished this year and make it better, but what does it mean to think innovatively, to do something different that we may have always been doing? What does it mean to look at our policies, our bureaucracies, in ways that we can change and do something about it? We heard about potholes from KHA, really laying out the data. Their data, along with their data, surely points to the fact that we're going to have to do something about the migration crisis, right? We want to keep people in Kentucky and add to it. I'm proud to say that this 60 by 30 we talk about all the time. We started way back in 2016 and 17, getting 60% of the population with a credential that matters by 2030. At 54.3%. Yay, y'all can clap, that's good. But we know we got a long way to go because part of that pipeline is we have fewer people going to college. But you also saw exactly what process added to the pipeline. That this year, I will say that Kentucky and our post-secondary institutions are up in enrollment, but you saw that in the undergraduate enrollment, healthcare is up more than the overall areas of increase. That's powerful. So we see some early indications that stuff is working, but it can't work if we don't retain the people, right? It doesn't work if we educate people in Kentucky when we have a need that we still lose them to other states. So we've got a lot to learn from our potholes, right? It's continuous improvement. how do we increase what we need to increase to ensure we have an educated workforce and a healthy educated workforce. We get a chance to also talk a little bit about, I don't even know why I'm looking at notes. I can't even read my own notes. But we also have the opportunity to really think about what do partnerships really look like. Now, we could have brought tons more people up here to talk about that. There's a lot that's going on. Don, you guys at St. Clair just introduced the relationship with Maysville, what you've done with Morehead State, and all the other things that are going on. Did I turn me off or you turned me off? They're ready for this food out here, you know? But what it means is that we're going to have to develop more of these partnerships. What it means is that we're going to have to start looking at how to be efficient in what we're doing, no doubt. But knowing how to measure effectiveness is powerful. Obviously, we had a chance to talk about technology, what it can do for us, and in some cases, what it may not do for us. Artificial intelligence is here. We better get a grasp on it and do something with it versus having it do something to us. So we had a conversation about that. I will leave you with this. We can talk all day long about what's coming up. Well, what's coming up, we're already dealing with it. We know we have a mental health crisis. We know we have a provider crisis. We know we have an insurance crisis. I could keep on going. We have a facilities crisis. The only way you can handle a crisis through a strategic intervention. Can't be handled by wringing your hands and hopefully if we restate the problem, it goes away. It has to be handled by a set of solutions, and the only way we're going to get these solutions is to have all these partnerships we're talking about, from our workforce partners, from higher education, from our governmental elected partners. All of us have to work together with the idea that it means something to stop the crisis. It means something to create a forever build on that keeps the crisis from happening again. That's what we are dedicated to here at the Council on Post-Secondary Education and our higher ed folks. But more than anything else, we're dedicated to keep building the choir we talked about this morning. I hope today has been one by which we were adding to the singing part, and that we sound better than we did a year ago. Next year when we come back, we're going to sound better. Leslie has a job in front of her. Thank you all for being here. Please go out and enjoy the reception. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll look forward to having you back again next year, and I look forward over the next year working with you. Enjoy.